Hey friends, it's Jess and welcome back to my channel. I am super excited to get creative with you today and use some of the goodies from the SBC Fest Ultimate Bundle. That includes all of the instructor kits for SBC Fest this fall. I figured we could use a little inspiration, so we're going to go ahead and jump right in and get crafting so that we can, kind of pass the time a little until it's time for SBC Fest to finally be here. If you're not familiar with SBC Fest, it is a free event from scrapbook.com and they're hosting it on September 11th this year. I am so excited to be an instructor this time and I have a class and everything. So I hope I'll see you there. If you haven't checked it out yet, be sure to go down to the description below. I'll have a link down there for you so you can check it out and see what all the other instructors have ready and exciting for you as well. To get started with my project today, I kind of flipped through the instructor bundles until something spoke to me. And what spoke to me today was Brianna Estrella's kit. This is her instructor bundle. And I pulled out the items and kind of flipped through some of the patterned paper. And I was really vibing with some of these really pretty fall sort of feeling patterned papers. There's also a set of alphabet dies and then the leaf outline or the leaf images. There's kind of like a whole set there that you can use. So I figured that is what I would use. The first pattern I selected was that leafy greens sort of pattern with the neutral background. Then I went with the really light pink sort of striped background. And then I also pulled out this green grid pattern paper. I thought these looked really cute together and I was excited about the way they were making me feel. And that's basically the extent of my decision-making process. I decided to go ahead and die cut them using the leaf die cuts. So I'm using my Spellbinders exclusive scrapbook.com Platinum 6. I love this thing so much. It's so cute and it's honestly just really pretty to look at on my desk. But it is a die cut machine, so I'm just gonna go ahead and run those dies through there and get them to cut out. So I'm cutting one of each of these leaf designs and then I'm gonna go ahead and cut out the little like vein detailing or the stem sort of section separately out of a darker colored cardstock. The colors that I used for the darker areas, for the vein or stem areas of the leaves were actually scrapbook.com Premium Classic Cardstock. And I believe the colors are Pomegranate and Forest Green, a really nice dark green and a really beautiful red. I thought those complemented the colors nicely. And then I decided to go ahead and do some stamping. I knew that I wanted to leave the card fairly simple overall. I didn't want it to be too complicated or involved dissolved, but I still wanted it to be pretty and have all those good fall feelings. So I pulled out a separate stamp set. This one is actually from a different Instructor bundle. It's from Marisha's kit and it's called Happy Thoughts. I decided to use Distress Oxides for the sentiment here. This is the brushed corduroy color. Please ignore that sad blending foam on the bottom of my ink pad. It needs to be replaced. But I'm stamping with the brushed corduroy so that I have a nice lighter brown tan sort of color. And once I've got a good impression with that, I'm actually going to go ahead and re-stamp it with a darker color, but only on the bottom. So it's going to give me a bit of a like gradient or ombre sort of effect. This color is Vintage Photo, so it's a bit of a darker brown. And you can see here I am only applying that to the bottom area of the stamp. Then I'm going to go ahead and take my stamp chamois, just like a cleaning cloth here. I'm getting it wet because it was like bone dry. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply that to my stamped image here, or to the stamp itself, I guess. So I'm just using a tiny bit to kind of wipe off the hard edge so that it's not like a super straight line, so that it blends just a little bit easier. Once I've done that, then it's just darker on the bottom, which I think is a really cool effect and especially easy if you have a stamp positioning tool like the mini MISTI that I'm using. I started to figure out the alignment I wanted for the leaves on the card above the sentiment, but I decided before I attached those that I wanted to add a little bit of splatter to the background. I didn't want to go too overboard and make it like a really big focal point, but just a little something to add a bit of interest to the back of the card. So I smushed the ink pad directly onto an acrylic block and sprayed it with just a little bit of water. And now I'm using a paintbrush, swirled it around in the acrylic block, or on the acrylic block, and then tapped the paintbrush over my background, and that gives me some really cool splatters. Splatters are one of my favorite things to add to cards, and just add a little bit of interest and excitement to them, and it's so easy because you can use like almost anything to do it, which is always a win in my book. I decided that I wanted to mat my cardstock, so I cut it down to 4 by 5 1/4, and then this piece here is actually just 1/8 of an inch bigger, so it fits perfectly in between the 4 1/4, the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card base and my card panel, which is 4 by 5 1/4. I started off by ink blending. This is the Tattered Rose Distress Oxide color because I thought it matched nicely with the pink stripes on the paper. But I decided that I actually wanted to do ink swiping because the color was a little bit more concentrated. So you could do either. You could blend the color on like I started doing here, or you can swipe the ink pad directly on the edges of the cardstock. No need to coat the whole thing since it's going to be covered by our card panel anyway, but I find that this is a really cool way to get nice color coordinated mats without having to use up our precious cardstock for something that's going to go just behind something else. Trusty stamp chamois to the rescue for cleaning my hands before I touch my nice white background. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere that. This is the Precision Glue Press, also from My Sweet Petunia, same creators as the mini MISTI or all the MISTIs. And it's really quite handy for adding just a touch of glue. I used it earlier on the veins of the leaves to attach those because it has such a nice fine detailed tip. Once I got that attached, I was ready to go ahead and assemble my card. So you can see it really is just a sliver around the outside that has that pink, but I thought that was perfect. It was just enough to add a little something, but not be too distracting. Adding a little bit more adhesive to the back of my leaves. I couldn't remember at this point exactly how I had them set up before. I should have just gone back and looked because I really liked the way it looked before. I'm happy with how it turned out in the end, but when I was kind of questioning myself at this moment, like, what am I doing? I can't remember how I had these. So I should have really just gone back and looked at it, but it's okay. You know, happy accidents, right? I kind of put the other one there so that I would have a frame of reference for what it was going to look like when I attached this one. And then that way I could kind of line them up a little bit better by sight. And then just a little extra glue on the last one so that that one was ready to go as well. If you were looking to elevate literally this a little bit. You could add some foam tape to the back of these leaves as well, but I thought it looked nice as a more flat card. But yeah, so that's kind of the end of this part. But I decided that no card was complete without adding my favorite little sequin embellishments. So these are just clear sequins, and I like to kind of figure out where they're going to go first and then start attaching them. I don't know. I'm indecisive by nature. So I moved these around a lot before I figured out what I wanted to do and where I was happy with them. And I finally landed on a design and got those attached using the sort of like pokey pickup tool thing from scrapbook.com. This has like a tacky end on one side and a pokey side on the other. It actually has a third tip that's inside if you take it apart. So you can use it for removing things from your die cuts. You can use it to like nudge your little sequins over if they are kind of sliding to the side in the wrong section or area when you're trying to attach them. Lots of different uses, but the tacky part picks up the sequins really nicely. And then once the glue touches them, that adhesive is a little stronger, so it comes off really nicely. But all that's left is to attach this to an A2 size card base. So a little adhesive on the back and we're good to go. I decided to use a top folding card for this. Well, I usually use top folding cards, but usually they are portrait rather than landscape. So this was a little different, but yeah, that's pretty much all there is to this card. I hope you loved it and that you got some inspiration for some of the SBC instructor kits. And I can't wait to see what you create. Be sure to tag me on social media and hopefully I'll see you in another video really soon.